What's up everybody, welcome to the channel, thanks for tuning in. Today we've got a little Centurion guide video, some tips and tricks, playstyle suggestions. Alright, so in this video I'm not going to be going over the moveset or the damage values or the attack speeds. This ain't no step 1, step 2 type shit. Alright, the Centurion's been in the game for a minute, over a year. I'm going to be real, it's not that organized. I just wrote down some stuff that I think is going to help take somebody who already knows the Centurion and just wants to get better with them. I hope y'all enjoy it, hope you find it helpful. Y'all let me know in the comments if you want to see more videos like this. But without further ado, let's get into it. With the Centurion, you want to do your best to stay up in the face of your opponent. Centurion's got crap range, and being close up to your opponent can help make his heavy mix-up game a little bit more effective. The double light attack chains are okay at lower levels, but most decent players are going to parry the Centurion's second light attack. The only time that I'd ever use a light chain would be maybe once in the last round of the fight. Since you haven't thrown it at all the entire match, the opponent will most likely not react in time to parry it. Usually I'm only throwing a light attack after a successful Legion kick or light jab, because that's the only time they're confirmed. Or throw a light attack right as my opponent's about to guard break, because a light attack will beat that guard break. Light attack's faster, but it's like more predictable, and we already know it's a lot worse to get a light parry than a heavy. And as far as the Legion kick, most people think that the kick is a trash opener. It's not great, but it's better than a lot of people think. It's one of the slower bash moves, but it can be delayed a little bit, helping for the mind games when you want to bait your opponent into a dodge for a free guard break. And if your opponent dodges your kick and tries to guard break you, if you follow up that missed kick with an uncharged heavy, it'll go through the guard break. Except the Raider because of his dodge guard break. But be careful doing the Legion kick against heroes who have dodge attacks. A decent player with a dodge attack will almost always punish your Legion kick. And for the heroes with the dodge attacks, try to stay up in their face, mix up the heavies, standard feint, soft feint guard break. If they try to dodge, you can catch them in a guard break. Or if they do the dodge attack, you can parry it. But really, the Centurion's biggest strengths come from the safety of his offensive pressure with the variable timed heavies, and he's got one of the strongest parry punishes in the game. If you parry somebody and you hit the guard break button right after it, you'll do an unblockable knee attack which will take down their stamina, and it can wall splat. If it wall splats, you get the fully charged heavy, and the rest is history. You gotta press the guard break button pretty fast. Even if you miss it and you don't do the unblockable knee attack, you still get a free uncharged heavy. But you still get a free heavy from a heavy parry. For his heavy attacks, so many people don't take full advantage of the variable timed heavies. They either don't charge it at all or they charge it all the way. There's multiple times that you can let that heavy go. Or you can feint it into a guard break. Really late or really early. You gotta use it. Go into training mode, throw out some heavy chains, throw out some light heavy chains, practice letting the heavies go, or soft feint them into guard break at different times. That's going to build up muscle memory so you know exactly what timing specifically you can use. That's going to make it very hard for your opponents to predict what you're going to do when you're charging that heavy. Now his zone attack's pretty weak compared to the rest of the cast. The only time that you should ever use a zone attack is if your opponent's got between 15 and 25 HP. If you see him with like half a bar and up, you should do the zone attack after a successful kick, if they're not blocking to your left side. If they're not blocking to your left, the first swing is confirmed and that's 25 damage, and that'll kill him, whereas a light attack after the Legion kick, which is only 15 damage, wouldn't kill him. But that's the only time you should use the zone in a duel, period. And a lot of it's about reads and predictions. Until you get to the higher level of play, most opponents, they're not really going to adapt and change your playstyle that much in the middle of a round. Usually it's either not at all or in between rounds. Centurion's kit mostly relies on opponents making mistakes, bad reads, messing up, so you got to take advantage of it. So use the early stages of the round, get a feel what your opponent likes to do and how they react to your offense. Throw out some uncharged heavies, you throw out some fully charged starter heavies, soft feint to guard break, throw out a Legion kick, basically throw little pieces of your whole kit out as soon as possible so you can get a feel for how your opponent reacts to it. That's when the mind games start. Look for the reads as to what your opponent does. For example, do the same attack string 2 or 3 times, then change a piece of it up 3rd or 4th time. Throw out a light attack, then after the recovery, then do a kick, light attack, then soft feint the guard break. If they counter the guard break, do the exact same thing again. Light, wait for the recovery, then kick light, charge heavy, and then soft feint it to a guard break. Try to keep the timing the exact same. That'll make the pattern more obvious. After 2 or 3 times, your opponent's going to think they got your pattern figured out. That way you can switch it up if your opponent's going to anticipate the guard break, or sometimes you can make your opponent think that you're about to switch it up because you've done that same attack string a few times and it didn't work. Descent really boils down to capitalizing on your enemy's mistakes. Every single move in his kit can be reacted to. Try to anticipate what they're expecting you to do and do the opposite. Another way that I like to play mind games is I like to have kind of a back and forth combo string to make it like 1-2, 1-2, and then mix it up on them. So like say I land a kick, then I go for the light, then charge a heavy just a little bit and let it go. So the next time that I land a kick, I'll do a light, then soft feint, then charge the heavy up a little bit, then go into a guard break. And then I'll go back and forth between letting the heavy go and feint into a guard break. Then the opponent's going to be expecting that combo. Like he doesn't even have to think about it. It's just subconsciously he's going to expect that 1-2, 1-2, 1. But you can switch it up on them and they can still react to it. But what happens, it takes some time for them to realize that that's not what they expected. So then they have less time to react to it. How long it takes for them to catch on that that's not what they expected varies greatly by skill level. Giving the opponent less time to react just increases the likelihood of them messing up, making a mistake. That's when you punish. But when you get to players who are a little bit better, the mind games become a lot more important and consistent. Against a Centurion, you'll notice the opponent really doesn't parry that much, especially early on in the fight. They really just block. They'll try to throw out some random guard breaks, or they'll throw some fast, safe attacks until they think they can figure out your pattern. So you got to constantly focus on mixing between adapting your playstyle to what they're doing and not creating obvious patterns for your opponent to pick up on, unless you're trying to specifically mind game your opponent and make them think you're doing this specific pattern. It just takes time and experience, and you'll get a little bit better at being able to read your opponents. Like you'll be able to figure out after the first or second round if they're good, do they change their play style. Yeah, but that's it, y'all. I hope the video could help some people out. I hope y'all did enjoy it. If either of those is true, a like rating will be much appreciated. Also, if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Yee. But until next time, y'all stay safe, stay awesome. I'm out of here. Peace.